Now let's talk about the financial statement. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the income statement. So the income statement is the first statement in finance, and it's one that we are all most familiar with. Now, before I start, have you heard about any other name for the income statement? What else do we call this statement? So it's commonly called the income statement, but there are other names for it. For example, it is been known as a profit and loss statement. Some people call it P&L, which stands for profit and loss. Now, a lot of big companies call it a consolidated statement of earnings and earnings statement. In 1997, I was in the UK working with our London office. They call it a turnover statement. The point I'm making is this. There's a lot of different names for the same statement. Not only do we have a lot of terms for the same thing in finance and accounting, but we interchange them in the same conversation. You know, we know among ourselves in the finance field that they are referring to the same things. But I know many of you who are watching this know that if you don't work in finance, you don't exactly know that they refer to the same thing. So let me give you an example. So for instance, we just closed the quarter, and if I'm the finance manager, I'll come into the meeting and I'll go something like, you know, you guys, I'm concerned about our income statement. We just closed the quarter, and as far as I can tell, when we consolidate the statement of operation and they see how bad our P&L is, we can all just go home. So in that short sentence that I've just illustrated, you might be thinking, well, what did you just hear? Did you just hear me saying 4 different things? No, I said the same thing 4 different ways. So not only do we use different names for the same thing, but we interchange them. Remember earlier on about my definition about business? I said that a business is when you turn a small dollar into a big dollar. So that's another way of saying that a business exists to make money and to make a profit. And the income statement is a statement we use to measure that. You know, one thing that's really interesting for my training business is that one time I was hired by a large not-for-profit organization to train their employees on how to read their financial statements. You know, why the reason is that I was hired in this not-for-profit is that they are not making enough money. So you know, the goal of a not-for-profit is also to make money. One of the first things that I always tell them when I go to train them is that you shouldn't be called not-for-profit. You should have been called not tax, because a not-for-profit simply takes the profit that they make, since they are not taxed, and reinvest them in the not-for-profit to help more people or make it larger. So really the goal of any organization is to make a profit, and this is the tool that we use in finance and accounting to measure if we are profitable.